What up, everybody? It's Damnation. Today we're playing Mordheim, the first ever battle report on my channel. Today I'm with my good friend Chad from, what's your channel?
It is Arctic Horde Wargaming.
Yep, and their channel will be linked down in below. And what do you have for us today?
Today I have, if you want to take a peek over here, I have two possessed. One has a claw, the other one has a tentacle. I have a Magister. He has the Vision of Torment for a spell. So it's casting value of 10. If that happens to go off, anybody within 6 inches, they're either stunned or knocked down. If they can't be knocked down, or if they can't be stunned, then they are knocked down. And I just get to pick the model, whoever it is, if I'm in combat with multiple people. And then I have 4 of the. Let's see here. No, they're. I keep wanting to say brethren, but they're not brethren. Dark Souls. I have 4 Dark Souls. And their shtick is they know no fear. And then they basically just have, I think I gave him a dagger and a mace. So just basic weapons. He has a sword and a dagger to start with. So that's what I have.
And I have 1 Assassin Adept, 2 Black Skaven with Fighting Claws, 2 Assassin Adept, or 2 Night Runners, 1 Ashen Sorcerer, and 4 Verminkin. And that is all we get. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, my sorcerer has warp fire.
And we got chance encounter for this scenario. So basically we already set up the board with our terrain. We'll show you that in a minute in a flyover. And then we have 2 warbands basically that are going to go at it. Each warband has D3 Weirdstone. So we're going to roll a dice here in a minute, and one person is player A, the other person is player B. Whoever wins the roll gets to place their models first, and they'll go in on area A that you see there, and then the other person will set up in area B, and they have to be 14 inches away from any enemy models. And basically, the game ends when one of the warbands rout.
Alright, everybody, so me and Chad rolled off. He got a 5, I got a 4, which means he sets up first, and we will go on from there. So this is the table that we have set up. Bird's eye view. So there's all the terrain, and soon we'll be setting up to go at it in the city of Mordheim. So we set it up. I'm in B. I got my warband bunched up there to make sure that nobody dies. And that's his Cult of Chaos lined up on the edge of his deployment zone, making sure that nobody dies. Alright, so we both rolled off. Chad got a 3 with his initiative, and his what?
My initiative is 3.
3, so he got a 6. I got a 2 with my initiative of 5. That is a 7, so I get to go first. Yeah, so this is my first turn. All I did was move him closer to the stairs so I can get up there. And he did the same thing, but he protected his 2 mutants so they don't get eaten. And that's the end of the first turn. We're pretty close distance. We're getting closer. But now is the time for my second move. Alright, so second turn. I moved my guys up. I got 2 successful climbs out of that with the Fighting Claws, which is awesome. And Chad has moved his guys behind the building to add more protection. As you can tell, we are getting pretty close to combat. Alright, so on my turn, I moved all 4 of my guys past their initiative test to get up to here. I got both my spearmen out front, my Ashen Sorcerer on the barrel, just in case he needs to cast Warp Fire, my Assassin Adept, and my 2 Black Skaven waiting in the wings for support. I have my 2 guys, guys below, my 2 Verminkin below, my 2 Night Runners up there, and also on my turn, I shot with all 4 of them, and 1 actually killed out one of his cultists. So that's a bonus for me. So that's 1 less guy that I have to worry about. And now it is Chad's third turn. Chad, what did you do on your turn 3?
Yep, so if you see where my figs are here, everybody ran. I kind of waited out on whether I should come through here to stay away from your slings. But either way, I would have been in distance, so it didn't really matter. So I ran my 2 possessed up here, ran everybody else up here. I tried to get close enough because I'm within 6 there, just on the edge with my Magister, to see if I could cast my spell and maybe stun him and knock him off of there. The spell didn't go off. I rolled an 8, so it didn't do me any good. And that was the gist of my turn. I don't have any shooting or anything, so the only range thing I have going for me is my spell. Doesn't really matter as far
I
as
guess.
it counts.
So this was my next turn. So what I did was I moved one of my guys out of the way so he didn't get burnt to death. So he cast his Warp Fire, with doing 1 wound on one of his possessed. The other one is still fine. My 2 Night Runners failed to wound on his 1 possessed. And one of this guy right here, killed one of his cultists on a 2-hit slingshot because he was 9 inches into his target zone. And that is what I did for my... Alright, so as you can tell, some stuff happened. What did you tell?
No.
Would you like to tell the audience what you did?
Yep, so I ended up charging with the 2 possessed. I came in here. He failed one of his fear tests, so I got to go first with one and second with the other. And then in the melee here, I ended up taking out one of his guys, and then I stunned the other guy. The first guy that I knocked down, I actually stunned him, and then had another attack and was able to curb stomp him because there was nobody else in combat with him.
Yep.
So.
All right. So, in my fighting phase, as you can tell, I was not able to wound him. I lost a guy because I wasn't able to get my adept into combat because he chickened out. This wonderful guy killed the magistrate. This guy did nothing. Those 2 guys down there did nothing, and his spell didn't go off. So, an eventful round. Now he has to take a route. Go ahead.
All right, so since I lost 3 guys, I'm on to having to take route tests. And this is what this particular scenario is all about. I lost my Magister. He had the highest leadership, which was an 8. So now it's down to the possessed leadership, which is a 7. So I rolled, and luckily enough, I got a 7. So I'm in it for 1 more round at least. We'll see what happens. And we're in some combat, so it's going to get really interesting here.
All right, so as you can tell, possessed, or the cult, the evil cultist possessed, had some interesting things. He stomped one of my guys, and I lost my adept. I lost one of my black Skaven, and that's pretty much where we're at. That was his turn. I lost 4 guys, 2 guys in that last combat. So that means I have to take a route test because I lost 4 total. And now it is my turn, so I'm going to attempt to route. Highest leadership, right? So I need a 6. Below 6, I win and say
That is
I
not a
was not,
6,
so I will be routing.
Aha! So I get 3 weird stone out of that.
Yep.
Good game, sir. Yeah, it's always tough on when you get to the route tests. It's like an auto lose or auto win. Basically, you get to keep going, or that's it. It's the end of the game. That's the fun part about Mordheim versus some of the other games. The other games, you basically just go until the end of so many turns. This one, it can just keep going if you keep passing those route tests.
Right.
So that was a really fun game.
Oh, yeah.
It was quick because I don't have any shooting, and I was really worried. Once you took out a couple guys right away, I'm like, I'm in trouble here. So.
Well, if I didn't lose my adept in that fight, though, I probably would have been able to be better off there, or my other black Skaven, but that's just how the dice rolls, and I think that's what it is, and then we'll get on with the table charts and see where we're at, but I won't be filming that, and that's my video, and thanks for watching. Alright, so, as you can tell, it was a routing game. Tried keeping track of the turns, but it kind of piddled out there as soon as we got close into combat, and we just had to go at each other. I got really lucky with him not bringing any ranged weapons except for his magistrate, but they seemed to survive your casting ability. I ended up routing because I lost my adept. If he would have stayed in fighting combat, he probably would have. It probably would have been a different game if I think he would have lived. So, what's your take on that whole situation?
Yeah, I was really worried. As soon as I lost a few guys right away to the shooting and stuff, I thought that was the end of that. You picked off my Magister, and I knew I had to run around the corner. There was no way of staying away from your guys with the slings. Wouldn't have mattered where I went, because the goal of this particular scenario was to get into close combat. So I knew I just had to come around the corner and get at you. And I got lucky that the way it bottlenecked over there was able to charge some of your guys individually.
Yeah.
So I was able to just curb stomp them once I had them down. If they would have ganged up on me, because you definitely had the numbers there.
Yeah, that's what I was going for, but it didn't really work out. I kind of failed my fear test on my assassin adept and one of my Firmington.
Yeah.
But
there's always next time.
yep, there's always next time. And,
There's plenty of weird stone to fight over in the ruins of Mordheim.
Exactly, and that's the game. And thanks for watching.